You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome in, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast. For those of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe from the Locked On MLB Today and Locked On Sports. Welcome into the program. Once again, my name is Mark Farzetta. Appreciate you guys joining the show today. And as always, we appreciate you making Locked On Phillies Postcast your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This particular episode brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can have a $5 bet, and that'll get you a three-week free trial for an NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and on YouTube TV. FanDuel.com/locked on. That's all you got to do. Visit FanDuel.com/locked on to get started. Very frustrating loss there for the Philadelphia Phillies. We are, since we're going to a little bit more of a broader audience, going to have a new subject line tonight. And I usually start every show with three big things, and that starts it off regarding the Philadelphia Phillies and what they did, either in a great way, in a wonderful way, or in this case, a terrible way. But we also have to give at least a hat tip to what the Braves were able to do tonight, and we'll do that because they certainly deserve, as the kids like to say nowadays, their flowers. But first and foremost, let's light it on fire, shall we? Let's get to some variation of three big things. I'll try to narrow it down to three big things, but the Phillies were terrible, awful. The first thing, I'll start it this way. Jose Alvarado's just lost it. He has absolutely lost it. And because of bigger things in this game, I'm not as pissed off as I should be, because there's one huge thing in this game that was awful. And Jose Alvarado, although he was awful, was not the number one thing. So I'm just going to start it right there with Jose Alvarado at number 3. We'll work our way up the list, okay? He has lost it. He's gone from a 118 whip before the All-Star break. And that's not even that great, but 118 whip before the All-Star break. To now a 150 whip after the All-Star break. And tonight, he walked 4 guys in 2/3 of an inning, including walking in another run. That's hard to do. 4 walks in 2/3 of an inning. Color me impressed. That is amazing. And what's even more amazing, let's jump right to number 2, is Rob Thomson just watching it all happen. Like, excuse the ancient reference here, but is he Nero? Is he just fiddling as Alvarado just lets it all burn? What the heck was that about? What was going through Rob Thompson's mind? He'll find his arm slot, eh? That's what he'll do. He'll find his arm slot. Ball 4, walks in a run. That's crazy. I thought he was going to find his arm slot. I literally, and I put this out on social media for those that follow me. I put it out there. Like, I thought Rob Thomson was giving himself a night of rest. Like, okay, Bryce Harper get enough rest for him. Now it's my turn to rest. I'm not going to walk out there. I'm not going to walk all the way out to get Jose Alvarado. And then he brings in Lazar, and Lazar was just like out of it in 4 pitches, and that was that. I don't know what Rob Thomson is thinking over the last 2 games. I really don't. I don't get it. I'm watching this team go up against the Nationals, and I even said it during that show on, Sunday afternoon. I said, I understand going into a game against the Nationals and saying to yourself, I don't need Bryce Harper today. Okay, I got Alec Bohm in the lineup. I got Nick Castellanos in the lineup. Kyle Schwarber in the lineup. I don't need Bryce Harper. Hey, Bryce Harper, you take the day off. But what he didn't factor in the decision there, Topper, was the idea that you also had JT Realmuto out of the lineup. Johan Rojas, of all people, who's actually been hitting the ball well. You don't have him in the lineup. Oh, yeah, and you had Taijuan Walker starting that game for you, who, in case you haven't been following this year, sucks. Taijuan Walker sucks. Okay? So you had that going in the Nationals game, and then this game comes up here, and you have a well-rested Bryce Harper. Apparently, Kyle Schwarber doesn't need much rest, but he still struck out 4 times today. And this brings me to number 1. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. First off, 1 through 3 today, so this includes Trea Turner. 0 for 12. Now, Trea Turner, congratulations to Trea Turner. You didn't strike out. However, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper struck out a total of 7 times combined in tonight's ball game. So, Trea Turner, thank you for at least putting the ball in play. There's that for you. Nice work, Trea Turner. Kyle Schwarber, I'll start with him. I don't think I've ever seen Kyle Schwarber look more lost tonight than he did against Reynaldo Lopez. There were pitches that were well outside, not only well outside the zone, but never in the zone. From the time they left his hand to the time they eventually got to Murphy behind the plate there, never in the strike zone. And here's Kyle Schwarber.
For the people on the podcast, I'm going to pantomime how lost Kyle Schwarber was while trying to swing a baseball bat.
Ah! 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 What was he thinking? It was horrendous. It gave me vibes of Bryce Harper versus Holmy Milner last year, where he just stood there with the bat on his shoulders, like, I'm not even trying. I don't even know where this ball's coming from. I can't see the ball come out of his hand. I don't even know what's happening here. But it's Kyle Schwarber taking on a righty, and Reynaldo Lopez, who just kept him fooled all night long. 4 at-bats for Kyle Schwarber, 4 strikeouts, 3 of them, I believe, 3 of them were against Reynaldo Lopez. Lopez in the first at-bat, this is where things got a little scary. First at-bat, got him on a slider well outside the zone. Bryce Harper was just, Kyle Schwarber was just left in knots, basically. So, corkscrewed himself into the ground, basically. And then Kyle Schwarber stepped up in the third inning as well, got a 2-2 curveball away. A pitch that was never in the zone, and Kyle Schwarber just flailed away at it. A lot of times in Philadelphia, we'll be ripping Nick Castellanos for flailing away at pitches low and outside. Kyle Schwarber's got one of the best eyes in baseball. Didn't show tonight. And then Schwarber again in the 8th inning struck out. Where's the other one? Oh, the low slider. That one, the last one against Lopez. It was 3. So Lopez started the 5th inning at 79 pitches. He faces Kyle Schwarber right out of the gate, gets him on a low slider. Guess what? Never in the strike zone. And Schwarber, flailed away at it. That was horrible. That was ugly. That was the most lost I have ever seen Kyle Schwarber in consecutive at-bats. I've seen a bad at-bat or two. We all have with Kyle Schwarber. But tonight was the most lost I have ever seen Kyle Schwarber. It was terrible. So let's get to the well-rested Bryce Harper. By the way, number 1 on the reason why the Phillies, in case you haven't figured it out, is the bats tonight. In general, the Phillies did not get a base runner. The Phillies did not get a base runner after JT Realmuto's RBI single on an 0-2 fastball that he put into center field off Lopez. After that, the Phillies got nobody on base. Not a walk, not a nothing from this Phillies lineup. They only walked once. Reynaldo Lopez only had 1 walk in the game, and that was it. That was the only free pass of the ball game there. That's kind. That way to go, Phils. Way to be, guys. Bryce Harper tonight. Just like Kyle Schwarber, maybe not as lost. He did manage to make 1 out, his last at bat of the game in the 8th inning. He hit a bullet to first, but it was caught, and that was that. But other than that, you know the argument that people always talk about getting a first-round bye in all the sports, about how, is it it's rest versus rust, right? Did Bryce Harper over 2 days just get rusty? Did he just get rusty? Because I still believe that in that last game against the Nationals, Rob Thomson, old Tinker Topper, should have tinkered a little bit in this situation, and he did not. He did not give that at bat to Bryce Harper at the end of the game there, which could have changed things. Would it have? Definitely. I would have loved to have found out. So I look at Bryce Harper sitting on the bench still, doesn't grab a bat, nothing. Well, it gives him the full day off. That doesn't make any damn sense to me. After you already have a day off scheduled, whatever. It is what it is, but I didn't like it. And then Bryce Harper on 2 days off steps up to the plate and looks terrible. Terrible. Again, and I do give credit to Reynaldo Lopez. He's been one of the best pitchers. His first game in 3 weeks, whatever it is. Comes out there and he just was phenomenal. Through 5 innings, he struck out 10 batters. He made a professional hitter like Kyle Schwarber look lost. He made a 2-time MVP and Bryce Harper look lost. And for the most part tonight in this Phillies lineup, held him to, what was his final line on the night? 5 hits. All the hits were given up by Reynaldo Lopez. And the Phillies still couldn't figure anything out after that. And like I said, she struck out 10, walked 1, gave up the 1 earned run, courtesy of that RBI single that I mentioned from JT Realmuto, and that was that. Phillies, I don't know if you've noticed this, but now the Atlanta Braves are 6 games in back of you in the division. Something I didn't want to talk about. You have 6 more games against the Braves, by the way, in the next 2 weeks, I believe it is. This is an opportunity to put more space between you and the Braves, and you blew it in game 1. When you just think about the injuries, for those that haven't been following the bouncing ball of injuries for the Atlanta Braves, holy Stromboli, Spencer Strider, Ronald Acuna, Sean Murphy missed 74 games. Excuse me. Michael Harris II, 52 games missed. Ozzie Albies has now missed 34. Not going to see him. Austin Riley, 14 games he's missed this season. And he's going to be out for the rest of the season, as you know by now. It's there for the taking. And I don't say this in a vein of celebrating those injuries. I say this in a vein of those are really good baseball players that the Atlanta Braves have that are not playing for the Atlanta Braves. Whit Merrifield, of all people, had 2 hits off you tonight. A triple and a double. I mean, Philadelphia, we knew that was going to happen, right? We didn't think we were going to get away with it. Like, there was no way Whit Merrifield wasn't going to be at least a little bit of a thorn in your side. And here he is. He gets a triple and he gets a double in the same game. Scores a run. This is not fun. And I know the Phillies have a great overall record, and that's fantastic. And they still have a 6-game lead, despite how terrible they've been as of late. But, oh, my goodness, this was an opportunity to get out there and do something. And Zack Wheeler, of all people, I feel bad for Zack Wheeler, goes out there and gives you 6 innings of work. Only allows 2 runs. He did throw a meatball to Marcell Ozuna, and you do not throw meatballs to Marcell Ozuna. Oh, my goodness gracious. He just demolished that ball 432 feet to center field. And you know what? I will say, I give a lot of credit to Johan Rojas for not at all showing up his pitcher, because not only did Johan Rojas go back like he had a chance of getting that ball, he climbed the wall, and that ball was 25 feet over dead center field, over the batter's eye. So credit to you there, Johan Rojas, giving every inch of effort to not show up Zack Wheeler on that pitch, but that ball was whammied out of the park there. So good also to you. I do give credit to Ozuna, though. He converted the pitch. It was a 1-1 sinker. He got up and away a little bit, and he was able to whip the barrel of the bat around and put it in the center field. Lopez, I give him all the credit in the world for 10 strikeouts, 90 pitches, and the Phillies just looking as lost as they did to a guy like Reynaldo Lopez. So hat tip there. I don't like it, but I respect it. When we come back, take a look at your comments coming up in a little bit here about what you guys thought about this game as well. What the Braves did well, what the Phillies could have done, what you have liked to have seen from the Phils. Whether or not you think Bryce Harper needed 1 game back to dust himself off. And we'll also look at where the Phillies are headed after this as far as the pitching matchups a little bit later in this. But there is one thing in particular we're going to get into about this game, and it has to do with the Phillies not being able to jump out early in this game. Get to it in a second. When we come back, you're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and a Locked On Phillies postcast here on the Locked On Sports Network. Oh, you guys have heard me talking a lot about FanDuel, how incredible FanDuel is. How about this? FanDuel, a little different thing for you, all right? Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet just $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Did you hear that? What did I say? Did I say all new customers? No. I did not say all new customers. I said all customers of FanDuel get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV with a $5 bet. Then, with YouTube TV's base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel any time. That's what the great people at FanDuel. Just go to FanDuel.com/lockedon, and you can check out some amazing odds, too, in the world of baseball. World Series odds, the Dodgers are looking at plus 330 right now. Phillies plus 480 going into tonight. Yankees plus 500. I don't see the Braves on here. That's a shame. Anyway, NL MVP, I do see Marcell Ozuna plus 4,000. That Shohei Ohtani guy, yeah, that seems to be working out. He seems to be good at baseball. He's the odds-on favorite at minus 1,600. So that's the way that's working out right now. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon to download America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Here's what I actually liked from the Phillies tonight. They made Lopez go out there in the first inning and throw 13 pitches. Then in the second inning, they actually had some chances to take advantage of when Alec Bohm reached base for the 36th consecutive game with a single to center field, I believe it was. That went on to be a 29-pitch inning for Reynaldo Lopez. And I'm thinking, get him out of the game. Bohm led off that second inning with a single. Castellanos grounded a 6-4 fielder's choice. Castellanos is on first with one out. Stott gets a single to left, first and second, one out. JT goes down in a 3-2 slider. 3 straight sliders. And I talked about balls that were never in the zone that Kyle Schwarber swung at, that Bryce Harper swung at. JT Realmuto. Now, I don't want to bust on him too bad, because he did have an RBI single. It was the only run for the Phillies. But in this particular inning, you have first and second, one out. JT steps up, works a 3-2 count, sees the slider, gets 3 straight sliders, and an 8-pitch at bat. And on the final pitch of that at bat, JT swings at a pitch in the dirt. That was, yes, again, never in the strike zone. It was a bouncer. And he he swung at it. Brandon Marsh worked a walk on 7 pitches. I thought they were going to be able to break in here. Johan Rojas stepped up, 4-pitch at bat, all fastballs. He goes down swinging. That's it. 29 pitches in that inning. Phillies able again to rack up more pitches on Reynaldo Lopez in the 4th inning, a 25-pitch inning. This one they actually manage to squeak out a run. Alec Bohm gets his second hit of the game. This is a chopper off the plate to shortstop. Then Castellanos steps up there, first and second, nobody out. Stott strikes out on a changeup, one of the many arsenal pitches there of Reynaldo Lopez. Then Realmuto gets the RBI single on the 0-2 fastball. It gets you on the board, ties it at 1-1. First and second, one out of that situation. Brandon Marsh. 2 instances tonight with Brandon Marsh. The first instance was this. 3-0 count to Brandon Marsh. Now, I am not about with Brandon Marsh unleashing the fury, okay? But Brandon Marsh the other night against the Nationals got a 3-1 fastball and jumped on it. Slammed it against the wall in right field at Citizens Bank Park. Should have been standing on second base, eventually did thanks to a throwing error. But he smoked it. Have a little confidence, swing through the zone there, Brandon Marsh. You're not going to get many opportunities against Reynaldo Lopez where he's going to throw a fastball over the middle of the plate. He's going to get you on sliders mostly. He watches a fastball go by, watches another fastball goes by, and a third fastball go by. Oh, he offered at the third one, Scoozy, and he struck out. Then Rojas went up there and grounded out to short. Worked his way back from an 0-2 count, though. Made it a 3-2 count. Still, nothing doing there for the Phils after the RBI single by JT Realmuto. Then later in the ballgame, Brandon Marsh gets another opportunity, steps up to the plate. This time he goes down on a curveball, fighting his way back into the count, and just struggled mightily throughout the game. Brandon Marsh. Could use a better version of Brandon Marsh right about now. Let's see what you guys have to say about this game. I'm curious where you guys wanted to go with the Phillies in this one, where you wanted the Phillies to go, I should say. Sir Sketchable, what's going on? 5-12, hope the Phillies had more points than the game concluded. Thank you. Points. John Marinelli, I'm going to the game tomorrow. Oh, down there in Hotlanta. Hope the Phillies come to play. I hope they do too. Morgan, what's going on? When Schwarber, Turner, and Harper go 0 for 12 and 1 run, it's not the best recipe for success. Me concurring with you, Morgan. IBH, what's going on? 824. Has the manager lost the team? But I don't reach for that argument. I'm not a guy that reaches for that argument, but I know, Crazy, you're one of them. Okay. Surely Kevin Long, Rob will be fired, right? if the Phillies get like bounced out of the first round of the playoffs, or the Braves somehow magically catch them, oh, let a match, baby. Everybody's gone. Not like Bryce Harper stays, obviously. Trea Turner stays. Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, they stay. But Rob Thomson, bye-bye. Morgan, thanks, Alvarado, for the shutdown inning. Walked right through the lineup. Hilarious. Babs, Braves lineup is awful. Laugh out loud, and the Phillies were awfuler. 17 in a row retired. Offense went to sleep. Yeah, after the fourth inning, not a base runner. Michael Evans Rojas is killing us. All right, Michael, right before I came down to get in the studio and do the show, I heard my man Ricky Bo referencing, and I love Ricky Bo. Ricky Bo is a friend of mine. I couldn't disagree more. Like Johan Rojas tonight, if we're at the point where we're even mentioning the fact, and here we go, just for you know what's in giggles, okay? For tonight's ball game, Johan Rojas getting the box score here. I think he was 0 for 4. 0 for 2, excuse me. Phillies were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They had 5 hits, people, and 1 walk, all right? Rojas was 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Am I really going to be pissed at Johan Rojas? Here's what you're doing. For those that don't know, for those that are just joining the show, Johan Rojas is the Phillies' 9-hole hitter. Okay? Now, you could say it's because of options, but Johan Rojas was once sent down while the Phillies kept Christian Pache at the big league level. For you Braves fans, you know what that means. That's not good. Okay? Okay. And now Johan Rojas is back, and he's been better as of late. But I'm not going to bitch about Johan Rojas, okay? I'm not going to complain about Johan Rojas when Kyle Schwarber, Trea Turner, and Bryce Harper are 0 for 12 with 7 strikeouts. Remember that thing we've been saying? We've been saying it all year, and I've alluded to this many times. If we're at a point where we're upset at Johan Rojas for not performing, we got bigger problems. And guess what? We got bigger problems. Isn't this fun? We're having fun. Thank you, Michael. Harper needs a shave and a haircut. 2 bits. Shave and a haircut. 2 hits. Could use 2 hits tonight. Sorry, I entertained myself. Timothy B, this team is going nowhere fast. That's what it feels like. I saw the comments from John Middleton. Yeah, you could certainly say it's a challenge to Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thomson. Maybe Ozuna and Olsen will sit out tomorrow so the Braves can have complete minor league level lineup for Nola. Henry Wendell, what's going on? Disgusting. Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Stott, Marsh, Rojas. Disgusting. You've covered all the bases, unlike the Phillies. Jordan, what's going on? Our first 3 hitters were trash tonight, says Jordan. Yes. Alvarado needs to go to AAA again. Wuru, Senpai, what's going on? Braves fan here. Wheeler was great. Thank you. You know, I'll say this about the Locked On Sports crowd. I could say this certainly about our friends out there in Arizona. It really weirds me out. It really weirds me out being a lifelong Philadelphia sports fan when other sports fan bases are like nice. Like the Diamondbacks fans, when the Phillies were terrible in Arizona, we're in the chat and they're like, hey, you guys have a really good team. You guys will snap out of it. You guys are really, really good. And now a Braves fan. Hey, Wheeler was great. What are you trying to sell me? He was great. Thank you for that nice thing you said about my team that was terrible tonight. J-Hub, what's up? Bro, y'all lost to the Braves who don't have Acuna trying. Okay, now this actually makes me feel better, J-Hub. This makes me feel better. That's the smoke I'm expecting. Babs, Thomson said Harper was a little rusty from... Stop it. Stop it. Don't you dare. Babs, did he really say that? Babs, did he really say that? Please tell me you're joking. My mind's going to explode. Babs, I'm going to fast forward to the end of the chat. You chime in. Did he really say that after the game? Babs, I hope you're still with me. I need it confirmed that was said. I have my eye on the chat right now. Jordan says the only people you have to blame are the top of the lineup guys. Yes, I agree. Nicholas, do we really need a recap of that game? I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. You know what I mean? Okay, thank God. All right, Babs, thank you. I was going to lose my mind. Babs, I was joking on the days off. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Brody Ovis, Alec Bohm, Rakes, man, the guy I was always hitting. Yeah, it certainly feels like that. KGB officer, what's happening? Thing that makes me the most mad is no matter what happens, no one on the team has any sense of urgency whatsoever. It's all just, oh, well, guess we'll get him tomorrow. Gangalang? Maddening? Gangalang? Golly, wait. Is that supposed to be lollygag? I don't know. I don't want to delve into that any further. KGB officer. Farzy, I hate to say this, our Phils are dookie. Chad Crawford, hey Farzy, I bet you're tired of recapping this crap. Let's coin a new term here. Recapping. Recapping? Recrapping. That's what it is when you recap a game like that. Stubbs injured Marte pretty bad, it seems. Oh, Calvin, what's going on, Calvin? What's going on? Thought my D-backs were in trouble. Philly will come around. How many games left? A month and a half worth of games. That's what we have left. Crazy. Last comment I'll take. Farzy, the 2023 team was more fun to watch than this team. Changed my mind. Well, right now I can't, because right now our team sucks. When we come back, we'll take a look at how the Phillies can bounce back tomorrow. Recrap is right. Thank you, buddy Chris. Okay, that's the last comment I'm taking. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at where the Phillies are headed after this and what we need to see from the Phils. But in the meantime, you wonderful people, as I said to start the show, we appreciate you guys making Locked On Phillies POSTCAST your first listen every day. Thank you for making Locked On Sports your first listen every day. And for your second listen, make sure you enjoy Locked On MLB Podcast with the great host, Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully. He's here daily to provide national expertise with the trademark humor that he's got to help you get ready for MLB postseason and the dog days of summer as they go by, and get ready for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB. Make sure you like and subscribe to Locked On MLB, available on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Back in a few, Locked On Phillies POSTCAST. Are you taking advantage of all they have to offer at PrizePicks? I didn't do so well on PrizePicks tonight. I was like, oh, man, Kyle Schwarber, a couple of hits tonight. You're going to have that Bryce Harper guy, more than 2 hits. You're going to go off tonight with the well-restedness and all that. No bueno for me. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. PrizePicks is the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. And all you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in. Unlike me tonight. Didn't happen for me. Maybe it happened for you. Hope it happened for you. And the, 5 million other people. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the PrizePicks community today. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You could turn $10 into $1,000. And if you're looking for promotions, PrizePicks has you covered every week. From lowering select player stat projections on Tuesdays to help your lineup hit, or getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. How about that? Download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's all lowercase, LOCKEDONMLB, for a first deposit match up to $100. That's promo code LOCKEDON on PrizePicks. LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's just that easy with PrizePicks. Your beloved Philadelphia Phillies will try to even things up in this 3-game series and go for their 74th win of the season tomorrow night against the Atlanta Braves. Another 7:20 start time. 7:20 start time. Max Fried gets the ball for the Braves. He goes up against Aaron Nola. Fried's 7-7 on the season with a 3.62 ERA. Is the left-handed pitcher. He's coming off a 5 1/3 inning performance against the Giants. He allowed 3 runs on 5 hits, did not give up a home run. Prior to that, he was in Colorado for a series against the Rockies in a 11-8 Braves victory. However, Max Fried did not fare well in that one. 5 innings, 4 runs, 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 7 hits. Taking a look at his game log, the last time he played against the Phillies was back on that series at the beginning of July, where they lost 8-6. Phillies took him for 8 earned runs on 11 hits, including 2 long balls. That dropped it to 7-4 at the time. Earlier in the year, he pitched actually, it was real early in the year, March 30th, as a matter of fact. Just 2/3 of an inning in that one, coming back in that one, and 3 earned runs in that one. So it has not fared well as the 30-year-old lefty against the Braves this season. A guy like Aaron Nola usually pitches well against the Braves. I tend to remember it wasn't so good the last time he faced him, but he's 11-6 with a 3.45 ERA coming into this game tomorrow night at 7:20. He is coming off a 6 2/3 scoreless performance where he allowed 7 hits against the Washington Nationals. Needed a little bit of a get-right game for himself. He allowed 4 runs, 3 of them earned in 5 innings against the Diamondbacks in his previous start to that. Earlier in the season, going up against the Atlanta Braves, for Aaron Nola, he got rocked in that 30th of March game. 4 1/3, 6 earned runs on 11 hits, gave up 2 long balls in that one. And then against the Braves in that same series against Max Fried, he went up against them as well. That was the one the Phillies won 8-6. He went 6 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits, did give up 2 home runs. That was his 10th win of the season. So Nola takes on Fried tomorrow night, 7:20. Phillies look to get back on track yet again. Braves will look to continue to put the Phillies over their knee in the way that they have so far this year. Not great. Not great. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On MLB. And make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow night for another edition of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On Phillies postcast. See you guys then. Bye.